Having transportation is essential in construction. It helps us reach the site and get the job done. Today, instead of a regular vehicle, we will use a classic Mustang. I mean, this Mustang. Join me as we visit the construction site in Red Dead Redemption 2. We have now arrived at the construction site, and right away we see a guy working on the platform, or what we call a scaffolding, with no access ladder right now. In a real-world scenario, this would count as a safety violation. These pile of bricks on the platform would not exist in real life because there's no access to get up there. Even if workers threw the bricks up, they wouldn't be arranged like this, and safety rules would not allow throwing of materials from a distance. This staircase looks nice. It reminds me of the one we had by our main door back in the Philippines. Our dogs used to lie there waiting for us to come home from work or from school. This concrete frame at the entrance with its complex exterior patterns would be easier to build using precast concrete. Precast concrete is made off-site in a controlled environment, then delivered and installed on site. So it just started raining now, and in real life scenario, these people would be heading back to their tents, to their camps, or to their resting areas. As per a safety protocol, it is not advised for people to stay outside at the construction site during a rainfall. There could be a risk of the strike from lightning. Yep. And strong winds would cause debris to fly around everywhere, which could be hazardous for people to be standing outside. This spacing in between the brick wall is called a cavity. This entire structure is called a cavity wall. It consists of three parts. First is the outer leaf, which is the external layer of the wall. Next is the inner leaf, which is the internal layer of the wall. The distance of the gap is typically between 50 millimeters and 100 millimeters, but can vary based on insulation and local requirements. Cavity walls are used for moisture control, thermal insulation, and sound insulation. Inside the cavity, there are metal ties called cavity ties that connect the outer and inner leaves, helping to keep the wall stable and prevent separation. These ties are spaced about 450 millimeters apart horizontally and 750 millimeters vertically. Having an elevated floor offers several benefits, starting with moisture control. It prevents contact with the ground, reducing moisture absorption that can cause mold or rot. Then we have pest control. It makes it harder for pests like termites and rodents to reach inside the house. It also helps with easier maintenance. The space below allows easy installation of utilities like plumbing and electrical systems. Then we have temperature regulation. It provides insulation, keeping the living space warmer and more comfortable. It helps protect against minor flooding or rising moisture from the ground. Then it provides foundation stability. It reduces stress on the foundation, preventing settling issues in shifting soil. These black vertical pipes we see could be for kitchen sinks or toilets, depending on the house layout. The pipe leads outside, but it is at a ground level. It would be interesting to see what it connects to, as drainage pipes usually link to a main sewer system. Let's try to walk outside. These wooden structures here are called formworks. They are molds used in construction to hold and shape wet concrete until it hardens, ensuring the correct shape, size, and finish. Here, the formwork being prepared is likely for concrete blinding. Concrete blinding is a thin layer of plain concrete poured on the ground to create a smooth surface, protect the soil or foundation, and provide a clean base for further construction. Before pouring the concrete blinding, a polyethylene sheet is placed on the soil as a moisture barrier. It prevents water or chemicals from affecting the concrete, and it adds protection during construction. The tiles for this footpath are being laid from both edges. A simpler approach would be to start from the middle and work outwards, so any size adjustments can be made at the corners and not in the center. Here we have the chef for the construction site. We are now at the workers' dining area. I like that it is elevated to prevent flooding during rainfall. Looking up the ceiling, we see trusses. This particular design is called King Post Truss. named for the central post that provides main support, like a king in the center. It's commonly used in simple roof designs for open spaces. This horizontal piece is called a tie beam. Usually, it extends further to connect to a girder or another beam, resting on a steel plate, but here it's shorter than usual. This looks like a concrete pipe, likely for a stormwater drainage. Stormwater drainage is a system that collects and manages excess rainwater to prevent flooding and waterlogging. The gap between the pipe and the trench wall is usually 100 mm to 150 mm on each side. A cover of at least 150 mm to 300 mm is recommended above the pipe for protection from external loads. After placing the pipe, it's surrounded by compacted aggregate or granular material for added stability, drainage, and protection. The trench is approaching a curve, but there are no bent materials available at the moment for the corner. This means that the work is paused until the materials arrive at the site. Construction technology has come a long way, with innovations improving safety, work processes, designs, and durable materials, ensuring comfort and confidence for residents. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.